You get ready to go into a marriage, a different stage into your life. So you want somebody that's going to be transparent and straightforward with you.
Because everyone wants their story to be right, and you need that mediation to help you fix it.
I saw somebody that needed to help us fight, to be able to fight in the future.
Where we was, literally, you saved our life and you saved our marriage. But when we met Jared, we got the best of both worlds. It wasn't always spiritual when we talked to Jared. With Jared, it was kind of like,
that made me nervous.
We're going to get to the root of the natural
His first question, tell me about your parents. Whoa!
Right, but going through spiritual counseling, the first thing they always say is, oh, this is a spiritual battle. And at the time when we was coming to Jared, I started questioning my spiritual walk. I started feeling like, if we doing all of this church stuff, and I'm still having issues in my marriage, and we cannot get to the root of the issue, then what's the point of me doing, who is this God that I say I'm serving?
I think they tried to make it so spiritual till it wasn't common sense applications.
Yeah.
Just pray about it. All right, we've been praying for 5 years and this thing's about to end. So we had to get to the root of, no, you didn't like your mama, so now you got problems with the person trying to love you because you wasn't loved correctly. That was the first question he asked, was how's my dad?
But that was a really good question, though, when we first started going, which is why I wanted to keep going back to dig to the root, because out of all the counseling sessions we have ever been to, we have never was asked about our family dynamics or our family's background. And I think going with Jared, it opened up a lot of wounds that I wanted to keep covered.
You know, it got to the point where we were excited to go because we saw that after every session, like we drove separate cars, but then we started driving the same car to sessions and stuff like that. And then we were excited about the conversations that would come up after the sessions. And then, you know, you just felt the weight lift after every session. So when it ended, he started that one like, so this would be the last session. We're like, why? You need some more money or something? Like what? What's going on? why we need to end it here? Because the benefit of it was extremely beneficial.
And honestly, that was a shift.
That was the saving. That saved the marriage.
Yeah.
Me personally, from going through it, because I've never been in counseling, I probably needed counseling before I got this counseling, but just to know what an individual goes through from a young child to an adult and how they can carry that weight through them, that throughout the whole process of their lives, and don't even know that stuff that has not been pointed out to them damages some of the things that they have been up against before they even went through the counseling. You don't see it. You probably notice it a little bit, but when someone else sees it and brings it out and show you what is going wrong and what are you doing wrong, that can help you try to change that. And when they do that, you realize what you need to do to work on yourself as an individual, and it makes you better for yourself and for your mate.
I think we always try to figure things out on our own, and it isn't going to work because everyone wants their story to be right, and you need that mediation to help you fix it. And I think everybody should at least try therapy, try counseling, because if you don't, you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? You're going to keep continuing to try to fix it the way you've been fixing it for 5 and 10 years. That has not been working. So I think I like to tell everybody at least try a session, try 4 sessions, and see where to get you aside from not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Staying on the same track and nothing's getting fixed. So I always encourage everyone they should do therapy.
Well, I love how you jump straight into it, only because when you are literally fighting, it's like life and death for your marriage. You don't have time to play games, I guess, or kind of come in kind of soft. I think for us, when we started coming to you, it was literally, if this don't work, then we're done. So at that point, we didn't need nobody to be trying to be soft with us, because as you can clearly see, this is who he is. I am very stubborn, very, very stubborn myself.
Turn up the mic.
I said it like 3-4 times, so I had myself in there. And it's very hard for me to be vulnerable. But when we came to you, it was easy to kind of be vulnerable, only because we both said we wanted this marriage to work. We just didn't know how to fix it. We didn't know how to make it work. So I think it depends on the situation. For us, the way you're attacked, it worked for us. It may not work for everybody, but where we was, literally, you saved our life and you saved our marriage.
I think it worked for me because you called me on the carpet where I couldn't evade the questions. I couldn't give some spiritual answer and be comfortable with it. Oh, that was really good English. So I had to finally say what I didn't like. I had to finally say what I didn't want anymore, what I wasn't going to tolerate anymore. And I was scared to say that for whatever year we was in when we went to counseling. But when I said it, it's like, oh wait, I can say that and not die. I'm gonna say this some more when I get home. So it helped. So the direct approach helped a lot with being honest with how I felt.
When he said the time for each other, put your phones away when you want to just spend some time, because we rarely spend time together because he's always working. Our hours are totally different. So when he said, make sure you put your phones away in like a little basket or something, and that's just time for you guys. Yeah. So I don't want to hear about what my mama called. Hey.
Well, why you gotta throw my mama in there?
I'm just saying. I love putting them phones away, and ain't time for you to get on Facebook when you get home. This is our time. I don't care if it's an hour, 30 minutes. This is our time. Put your phone away.
I look at marriage as an investment. Whatever you put in, it's something where you're definitely going to get your return out of.
Oh, I got two. First one was the love language book. I didn't have a clue about that. And once we got into it and read it and stuff, I was like, oh, this different. It was something. I like learning new stuff, and I never really looked at stuff like people have love languages and all that. And then once we did, I started hearing about it all over, like this something big. I'm like, well, I probably missing all kind of stuff. And that was a fun memory of it. And the second one, this thing he wants to do, I still can't get it done yet. When he wants you can't say certain words.
Yeah, the you part. We don't want you to say you.
I just can't get it.
We still learn that too.
Figure it out. I'm like, Jar, I always want to raise my hand and say, Jar, we just got to have to just leave this. I knew it was important because I grasped the concept of it, but it's like, hey man, this ain't working. This too hard.
I gotta think of other words besides it.
Yeah. So them two fun parts,
The exercises were really good for me. The one that I think I didn't like at the time, and I didn't think it was funny then, but now it's funny now. When he had us write down, I think 10 things that we liked about each other, and when we came back, he had a whole list of stuff, and I'm looking at my little list.
Mine was typed out, hers was on some ripped out the notebook.
I thought I had to get that started, and Jar, like, he just squashed my little spear. He was like, see, this is an individual issue, because you didn't do that. I was like, now, wait a minute. But at the time, I was like, now how he just gonna do that? But then at the time, it was fun. It's funny now. Like,
but yeah, that was funny.
No, because at the time I was like, no, I really took my time out to write this, but I just couldn't think of nothing else.
You only like one thing about me, but this like 20 things.
Yeah, and John was like, no, that's the issue with you, Jasmine. That don't have nothing to do with Cedric. But it was good because he made me realize that I had underlying issues that I was trying to put on him, on Cedric, and I didn't want to deal with them myself. So it wasn't funny then, but it's funny now.
As much as I didn't want to hurt her, I was like, man, should I write all this? I mean, I might need another sheet of paper.
But you had to get it out. That was so funny. I'm gonna get it out.
It just helped me.
It ain't no buts, remember?
Okay. It really helped me understand her though, and her understand herself, and me understand me.
I think all in all, with the counseling with Jar, it just helps each one of us put the mirror in front of our own selves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that we can see our own flaws instead of looking at their flaws.
In a safe environment.
Yeah.
Where it's not hostile.
Yeah.
It got hostile.
Yeah, it's gonna get hostile.
I mean, it got hostile, but it didn't stay there. If that makes sense, like
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
we couldn't like throw nothing in the
right. Like was still
you couldn't leave. You had to sit right there.
Right, off the look. Walter went out of the room.
I need to breathe.
No, we had to go one-on-one therapy then. She had to get with me, he had to go out there with him.
I came into counseling thinking I'm finna bash Rudy. I'm finna get all my problems out. I'm finna tell him everything that's wrong with him, everything that's bothering me. I'm just finna let it all out. And they gonna pick my side.
Yeah.
I didn't. I wasn't able to. They didn't let me do that. They was gonna see how bad Rudy was, and I was gonna feel better. That's what I thought was gonna happen. But it wasn't like this. Very professional. We talked about our past, like our childhood and everything, which I think needed to happen because it was things that I didn't know that affected me as an adult that happened when I was a child. So it helped me realize why I did some of the things I said, some of the things I acted the way I acted. And eventually throughout the sessions, we actually, even though I didn't get the bachelor like I wanted to, we got everything settled in a conservative manner versus how I thought it was going to be. And it was effective for us. And it worked out great. Like it helped our relationship 100%.
I was bracing for it's my fault. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. But I think the environment, because I felt when the table was about to turn, I said, no, this ain't going to be good for me, Doc. I got to go home. I got 200 more rooms in this hotel. I can't pick one tonight. So, but when she actually heard it and was receptive to it, that's when like the conversation started happening after the sessions. Well, do you really feel like that? And I'm sitting there like, now do I say yeah? Do I call Jar to say that? So, but yeah, I was bracing for it.
To me, I felt like it was a good space because of not. I hate to say this was your career, but his second career.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, because he was going. We was about to open a ministry, so he was one step. We were getting ready. He was getting ready to be a pastor, and so because of that, I felt like I could not go to any of our friends or to anybody that I knew to try to say this is what he's doing because it would be like, well, he's the pastor, he's the elder. And I felt like nobody would hear me or hear my side because of his title.
The fear I had was going into counseling is because y'all had already knew each other. And me, I wanted to go to somebody that didn't know nothing
He
about
treated y'all
it.
like y'all knew each other.
Yeah.
No, huh?
Yes,
He treated you like you knew him.
I felt like he was drilling me more than he was drilling Ron.
No.
That's how I felt, and I told you that.
But that ain't happened in my session.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that's how I felt. Even though I know you was, yeah, that's how I felt. And I was like asking for where my Keita.
So what was your first day with counseling with Jared like?
It was beat up on me. It was question after question after question. It was just, I felt like the questions were geared towards me. I felt like he didn't get that many questions.
with Jared, I knew that he was going to be straightforward. You know, he's not the type of person to be biased on one end.
Sure not.
So, you know, I knew, even though he knows me, I knew he was going to, like, hey, look here, nigga. Tighten up, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just being honest. Like, he's that type of person, and that's the reason why I wanted to go to him, because, like, you can go to other people and the only thing they're going to do is just put daisies and flowers all over everything.
Right.
No, you don't want that. You get ready to go into a marriage, a different stage into your life.
Right.
So you want somebody that's going to be transparent and straightforward with you.
Yeah.
About Marquita being in the sessions, I felt like it was a safe space because sometimes I couldn't communicate what I was trying to say and feel, and she would know exactly what I'm trying to say or explain. So, and she's, I just like to hear that.
I feel the same way. You know, I know you is directing that to the women, but I feel the same way. I'm more of a person that talk or speak with my actions. So she was like, "No, this is what he's saying.
Yeah.
This is what he's saying. So that helps me. That helped me out a lot.
It was good for us because you guys were our second, well, technically third, but we're gonna say second married couple that we were. Right, that's why I said technically.
Right.
But where it was a husband and a wife, but this was the first one where the wife was able to talk and vocalize how she felt. Where the ones we went to before, it was kind of like
She was a problem.
yeah, basically, like why are you here if you're not gonna talk? But it felt like a safe, like I didn't feel alone in how my feelings was as a female. I didn't feel alone, like I didn't feel like it was weird of how I was feeling because she was there, and then for her to say, okay, now Jasmine, maybe you did this and this and this. I can hear it more from her because she's a female.
You don't see his age when you talk
Right,
about
You
y'all.
really don't.
You don't see his age.
No, you don't
I
know.
didn't see an age.
Yeah.
I just saw a pastor. That's it.
Oh, you got a
You saw
pastor?
I didn't see that either. I didn't see.
You guys probably already knew him. I
No.
know. Oh, okay, because I
We
did.
went to him because he didn't know us.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is all his idea. So that's another thing about the good
Wait a
man.
minute. So I know
You make
everybody on the
this
camera don't know. What's your relationship to Jar?
That's my brother.
And this was Walt's idea to go to your brother.
Yeah. About me.
Beautiful.
I'ma tell your brother to tell your mama.
But what you, I don't know what you getting Jar for. What he supposed to do? I'm looking at it is he not trying to get canceled. I'm looking at he running telling my brother something about me. And he gonna straighten me. So that's what I'm looking at it. Like, but once I got there, it was totally different. And I'm glad he did it. See? Something bad in my mind turned into something good for the both of us. And I'm glad.
That wasn't an issue. I've been counseled before. That was not an issue with me. I didn't see his age. I didn't see her brother. I didn't see a pastor. I didn't see any of those things. So
But what you saw?
I saw somebody that needed to help us fight, to be able to fight in the future, or for anything came about or aroused that we wasn't ready for.
Talk walk.
And we needed some help.
Man.
Hey, we needed some help. Period. We needed some help. I needed some help. She needed some help, and we needed some help.
And y'all talk about everything?
No, not everything.
Not
I was about to say, now wait a minute. No, we need to call in somebody.
communicate.
Applying it.
Comprehension.
Just work.
Yeah, it's work.
For me, it's just being more patient, knowing who Jasmine is. Not be disrespectful. She's a work in progress. I see her at a future point, and it's just being patient for her to be there. I just need the help to make sure I wasn't losing my mind doing that. So just being patient.
Listening.
You gotta love. Love is a verb, it's action. You got to show it. You gotta let a person know. You can't just keep saying I love you, and you don't put nothing behind it.
Yeah, there's no action.
Continue to date is another thing too.
Yeah. Don't get just we together and that's that.
Place
No.
something.
Hardest one, vulnerability.
And plenty of E.
They don't know what he is.
Well, we ain't
You in your session, you got a child, so you know what you
That's the love language.
It's the love language. It's E.
He was physical touch.
Amen.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness.
I didn't trust people. I've been counseled before when I paid money and it never ended. Like, look, we just gonna keep doing this as long as we taking your money. Come on. That didn't work out. And then I went to counselors that they wanted to just jump on me. And I was like, look, I'm not the only problem. I'm not the only issue. So you're not gonna get to it.
I think you don't respect it enough if you don't pay. You don't respect the time. You don't respect the person.
for me, if you don't know your worth, why am I coming to you?
Right.
So when I got the text message and it's gonna cost this amount of money, I said, okay, cool. He better have something to give. So yeah, I mean it's worth it. If I can go to my cousin for free,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah.
Yeah, that's straight up.
Yeah.
If you go to a store and pay for something, you expect to get something in return.
Yeah, that's respecting somebody's time.
Yeah.
To hear your issues.
Yeah,
And then you still giving a service.
Yeah,
You
that's
gotta
an
pay.
investment.
Like what you're doing is a service. So I mean, if anybody's expecting to get a service, not pay for it, then I don't know what.
Yeah, something wrong with it. They don't bump their head.
I think for man-to-man transaction doing business, I think that should just be a thing.
Yeah.
You taking him from his family, from his personal goals and agendas, working on whatever car he got that time.
How you make love work? This is how you make love work.
With patience, listening, focus. It's the way we love. It's the way we love. With surprises, check-ins, and sacrifice. It's the way we love. Ooh, can you love like that? Love like that? Love like that? It's